teams and get familiar with their starting lineup. The main five coming in from both squads. The Valley, we can expect to see the same faces, but for Todak, Lafel, how often do we see this formation?
Honestly, this is the formation that they have used during MPL Season 10, where in this lineup, Moon is actually not playing. So Form is coming in, being the EXP, so Momo has to go back to the goal.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, we're going to look at the Valley as well. This is the best five as well. Todak going in, changing up the rotation a little bit, but the Valley, they're going to stick to their blazing guns.
Live. Todak going up against the Valley. The former on the blue side on the play with the Valley answering back. There goes the Glue, the Eve, the Lolita, as mentioned by you, Lafel, and the Valley bans out the Fanny and the 1-1.
Yeah, it's just kind of brainless kind of ban, right? It's not say brainless. I would say this is a no question asked. Just take away that Super Shark's leader, take away the Eve from the side of Hoon as well, making sure the Valley is uncomfortable, and then drop an uncomfortable drop for themselves, and then be unpredictable, and let's just fight it down to the mechanics.
Right now, since Todak, they are the first pick, I want to see whether the Valley, they will ban out the Kaja, the carry, or let both through, because both those heroes are very good for both teams. So if Kaja is let through for Todak, then they could really set the pace of the match. If they have a carry, then it's just trap around the carry. Make sure that Momo, because again, we're expecting Momo to go to the gold lane to really set the tempo. So this is a very good spot for you to pick up the carry.
Yep, and if you do get the carry, I think the Valley, that answers one of their main fears last night in that post-match interview. No! They spoke about how scared they are of Hilda, and now they have to no longer worry about that. The counter to the Hilda, right? The peel, no longer there. First pick for Todak, the carry. The answer, though, the Joy, who no longer now has 100% appearance in M4. How are you feeling about this Joy first pick?
Personally, I feel like the Joy, especially after watching the previous series, I don't see the massive impact that Joy could actually output. Yes, she's super annoying. Yes, she could dish and dash around you, and she's super hard to catch, but she doesn't really do any damage. She also doesn't peel as well as at the same time. You can't really split push, you can't really jump from one point to the map to another, but also another big question is, Joy is flexible, and speaking about flexibility, the Valentina comes into play for the Valley.
I agree with you saying how Joy is flexible, because a lot of people are still debating whether Joy should go to the jungle or the EXP, because with the Vengeance, Joy is actually quite a troublesome hero to deal with, because 57% win rate is not the worst win rate to have, but also not the best. But we're talking about Todak going up against the Valley, so having Joy is a very chaotic kind of hero, so I kind of feel like this kind of works out for them to go up against Todak, because Todak, at their best, they're very good at coordinating who should they shut down first. So having the Joy there, kind of like disrupting their tempo, might be good.
Yep, and going into the second phase, that's a lot of damage locked in by Todak already, the Lapu-Lapu and the Hayabusa. So it's clear what Todak's plan is, and there you go. I think with this pick, the Fredrin on the Valley, they might as well have said, you know what, this is a straight XP lane pick, Joy, right?
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, I feel like the Fedrin definitely should go into the jungle. The taunt that you can do, especially when Hayabusa exits from the Shadow Kill, if you time it just right, you can catch Hayabusa off guard, and by the time the taunt finishes, your Shadow Kill has already, your Quad Shadows have already expired. You don't have a backdoor all the way out.
I'm really looking at what kind of hero can Yusuke use, because if he uses a hero that has a very big ult, it's gonna really detriment them, because the fact that the Valentina is there, it's very problematic. Hilda is quite good going up against the Valentina, but has been banned out. So really, I'm looking at a hero. And here, Basic, his M4 stats, Basic's Bloodbath, the only player that got 2 Maniacs in M4 World Championship. But I gotta say, Chico had 1.
So that's big questions, right? I mean, yeah, that's half of what Basic has. 2 questions raised immediately, right? What's Yumki gonna play, and what's Basic gonna play? How is he going to get to that point wherein he's breaking his own record, or maybe possibly 3 Maniacs, or maybe even a Savage at M4? So now with that Claude ban, it looks like Coach Amux and Coach Azim know that they have to protect themselves from this prime level of Basic. There goes the Kadira. One more. It's just going to be a gold lane ban.
I feel like it's definitely going to be a gold lane ban. Basic with super bloodthirsty, already 2 Maniacs. You don't want to give something that's meta, right? You want to cut down as many marksmen as possible, but no, instead, Todak focusing on the Mathilda ban.
This is kind of weird because I was kind of expecting for like a Beatrix because right now looking at the draft from the Valley, they have a lot of magic damage. So Harif is a good pick, but overloading with magic is kind of easy to itemize again. So I'm really looking at some kind of physical damage dealer from the gold lane. So I'm thinking of Beatrix, but it looks like perhaps they want the Beatrix to go through. Maybe it's kind of a bait by banning out the Matilda because Matilda could be something good against Todak's draft, but I can't see it right now.
Yeah, the Matilda actually opens up and allows for the mobility on the Valley, and Todak doesn't want that. I think Todak just wants to take it to their face and make sure that when they make an engagement, it sticks. The swing back, though, on the first pick after the second phase began, the Kufra. So they're looking to stop this Hayabusa, looking to stop that Lapu-Lapu, and then they're leaving basic open, so they're protecting their gold lane.
Yeah, so it's all about minimizing the amount of dashes that Todak can output right now. But with the Kufra going in, there is also the potential carry tank shredding the Kufra very quickly as it's in the air. So I think Todak, not only just the fact that, yes, I need to be careful and open up the map as much as possible, I need to pack some Purify in. Now, about opening up the map, I was thinking about, something like a Toe, but no, it's going to be a Ruby, and the Faramir is locked in for Todak.
With this kind of draft, Todak really wants to fight a lot, so they really want to be chaotic, they want to start everything early, because this is going to be very interesting for Chico guys to be using the Faramir, because in their own MPL, Yumski is a crazy Faramir because he always got those crazy engages, crazy catches. So now, having them both being an engaged type hero, I want to see how they can control, especially in the river as well as the jungle side of things. Because looking at the Valley, they're quite tanky, I would say, with the Joy, with the Fredrin, with the Kufra. So if they do want to establish an attack, I want to see whether they're really going to be hoping for Hayabusa to deal the most amount of damage or actually fight around the carry and give more space towards the carry.
I think apart from the carry conversation as well, I think Valentina going in front side of the Valley, you've got big ultimates from Todak. Two, in fact, the Ruby and also the Faramir. And these two, well, it all boils down to how Hoon actually pilots that Valentina. These game-changing ultimates could, in fact, benefit the Valley more than Todak.
Truth be told, going into this draft, I am worried for both teams because they have very small box control. Correct. When team fights happen, you have to find a better re-engage because look, your tanks, they come in and it's very honest. You have that jump from the Kufra, you have the pull from the Ruby, and then you both technically have a cult altar.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it really comes down to who finds you first and who has the better angle.
Looking at this game, I want to see the first 3 minutes. I kind of feel like that will dictate how everything is going to shape up. I want to see if Joy can actually control the EXP lane. We are expecting that Joy will go to the EXP. And Hayabusa, I gotta say, looking at Team Hawk, it didn't look well. I hope I see a different Hayabusa here with Rival piloting the Hayabusa.
Here we go. Game number 1 in a best of 3 is Todak versus the Valley.
Right off the bat right here, you can see both these two teams already clashing. It's going to be Mohamed Zain starting at the purple, Rival starting at the orange. I think the second thing that both these two teams will be looking at is to go for that Lethal Wanderer control.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are playing slightly slow here, so no invade is going for either teams. So we got to look at right now in terms of the lane as well. Looks like there's no Roja going on. The EXP laners are going to the EXP, the gold laners are going towards the gold. So both teams, I kind of feel like, because this is a best of 3, they want to see the kind of temperament that both sides have. Do they want to play a little bit more aggressive or do they want to be a little bit more passive?
Which explains how, again, both teams let go of the whole box concept or range when going into this first game. Now Rival just peeks.
Very sneaky. It's like, a ghost in the room as well, just trying to peek what the Valley is doing for now.
Very good map control for Todak, and it's just now that the Valley had a little bit of control from the top, and I don't know if this is a surprise to you, Lafel, the Joy is actually winning against the Lapu.
Semi-not surprised, because in the early stages of the game, you do have to understand that the Lapu-Lapu kind of needs his level 4. He's good at poking around with his passive, but the thing is, because Joy is moving so much, it's hard for him to actually hit his first kill directly onto Joy. So I kind of feel like right now, White Chicken with a lot of mobility is really confusing for me.
Yep, look at this presence from Todak down in the bottom lane. They know how important basic is, and they know the mid-game spike that the Brody can get. And Shark!
Supercharge charging it up with the hunting ball as well. Rival will be able to just walk on away. Basic, no engage, it doesn't stick.
Yeah, because in that kind of situation, Rival could not know that the Kufra is there because of the changes of how the bush mechanic works with a lot of his engaged heroes. Formace is quite deep into the Valley's territory.
Oh, Super Shark charges, but he charges all the way as well. Yumski will be hooked. Hun will be the one against Hun, and Rival picks up the first blood for now. The fight ensues. Rival will be jumping all the way back. Mobazane going in with the ultimate, but will not be able to connect for now. It's going to be Cult Arthur activating, but Rival will be having the turtle control.
Todak, the Malaysians claiming this territory early on. Not much for White Chicken to do. He has spent his ult, so he unlocked it, giving Todak a clear and free turtle in about 30 seconds after the turtle spawned.
Yeah, and that is because Formace was able to dictate the pace because he went into the Valley territory, actually forcing everyone to go towards him. And right now, Todak is in the third for the highest average total kills at 1.7 in M4. And it's not really that surprising because they're really focusing on this early and mid stage of the game. So the Valley, they're still in a good situation because the difference in goal is only 400. It really doesn't make that big of a difference.
Now, this is going into the 3-minute mark, right, Lafel? Looking at the state of the map right here, Todak has already picked up the first turtle and also a bit of a goal lead, but not too far.
With 200 on the map, the Valley knows that that was a hard first engage. This is where Todak is strong, and that turtle really just wasn't ours. So they're waiting for Basic to come online, for Basic to build a little bit more. The power spike, Shark get pulled.
Shark get pulled, the Super Shark will activate out the flicker to over the wall, but it's going to be not going to be able to stick. The Cult Arthur proved it so difficult for Todak to handle.
So I hate to say it, but I think I was right when I said no box gaming for both teams. And Todak is just finding the better and earlier and more decisive engages.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the laning stage as well. Momo is actually trying to put Basic at a deficit because Yumski as well as Rival, they are waiting here, but the Valley kind of seems like they know what's up.
Yeah, it feels like a party at the bottom lane. It's going to be Super Shark engages. Basic jumping up, but here comes the Cult Arthur from the side of Todak at the same time. Super Shark will be buzzing out, but will not be able to do anything for now. Both these two teams, they can't find a single kill.
Okay, with that kind of engage and disengage, we're looking for a potential clapback. The Valley just not ready for it, not right now.
Oh, here we go. The shadow kill going in at the same time, but Super Shark will be there to bouncing, but Rival will be able to get out. Yumski going through the purple box. Well, they're smaller the whole thingy. Will be able to get all the way, but Hun terrifies him, and Yumski figures out the I'm a Venom will be able to miss. White Chico kind of looking for more, but he'll be trying by Chico guys at the same time. Formace will be trying to put out some damage, but remember, so Todak is running away. Chico guys 1 HP, but will not be able to survive. White Chicken activate the Vengeance, but will also fall as well. It's a trade.
Oh, another one falls. An expanded and extended team fight. All this while, the Valley was just using that to buy time. They get the second turtle.
Yeah, looking at this, it could be a game where we're looking at whoever pulls the trigger first, because the way that you got to go in and out of the team fights, you got to micromanage all of the timings, the ults, the spells, because looking at the itemization right now, Joy already has that Genius 1, so a prolonged team fight will be pretty good for the Valley because quite a lot of magic damage is on their side. Rival here, having the Hunter Strike is great, is good, but I don't think the Valley, anyone will be really alone, so he can't really maximize the power of the Hayabusa.
Yeah, even if White Chicken does go a little too deep, you can already see that White Chicken's building hybrid. And I guess this is the best kind of Joy we'll ever see in M4. At least that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree, right? Remember, we talked about Joy. We're not too sure where she should go. Even there's a lot of debates online. And I feel like White Chicken is using this Joy to the best of what she can do, right? Pop the Vengeance, find a pick up at the back line, be super annoying, and then, cause some chaos at the chaos.
All right, so far, it looks like the Valley has found their aggressive streak.
White Chicken, though.
Given an 800, 1K gold lead here in the mid-game 6 minutes, I'm thinking possibly just one more turtle before I start seeing Lord. And all this time, what this is buying for the Valley is time and space for Basic.
Yeah, right now Basic is looking pretty good because we got to remember that the Brody is pretty strong in terms of burst damage and has been buffed up recently in the previous patch. So people are like, oh, maybe he's not that strong mid-game, late game. No, not really. Brody right now is actually a monster. So if he can wait out for Chiku guys to use his ult, then Basic will pop off in this game.
I feel like what the Valley is trying to do right here is, right, I don't think they're looking for the kills. They're just trying to scare off Todak, make sure they don't engage, use Brody, use Basic to basically push down the turrets very slow. Look at the bottom side. It's really hurting for the side of Todak, but Super Shark charges. Yumski try to spin. Super Shark actually catches. Yumski all the way at the back line, but Chiku guys activate Cult Arthur. Both sides activated Cult Arthur as well. It's going to be the battle of the sustain and both sides, but Momo, he's actually free hitting. Basic jumping at Chiku guys drag 4-5 members. It is a disaster. Oversight for the Valley and Rival is still alive as well. Trying to output some damage, but the sustainability coming up into the valley is still there. But Rival, the assassin, oh my goodness, he's still going at it as well. Fried Chicken buying some time, but the damage is down. 3 men goes down for the valley.
Fried Chicken still trying. It's 4 Mays and Rival. 2v1. Fried Chicken still gets it, shutting down the rookie jungler. And all this time I was gonna say, 4 Mays fashionably late, but not enough time to kill Fried Chicken.
Well, looks like the Joy with the vengeance is the answer.
That's
but
right.
I gotta say, this is a good style for both teams because whether it's a good decision or not, if someone says goes in, everyone goes in, and that's what we see from Todak because it was quite an over aggression because Momo, he flickered in trying to get those kills, but he put himself in a very, very tough spot where he received a lot of damage from the Valley. So I like this level of play. I like this level of trust, but they gotta make sure that the right calls are being made.
Yep, slowly we are seeing how that head-to-head graph came to be. We're seeing now how the Valley can come back, find these angles, and again, take control of the mid game. There you go, that last turtle went over to the Valley. You see that Basic has built his Malefic Roar. So as soon as he gets like at least 2 stacks on somebody, someone's going down.
Yeah, I really don't think this is a really good fight from the side of Todak. They're just trying to put some pressure on the top side. Mobazane is already here. You know, just shoving them away. Need to protect Fried Chicken as much as possible. He's doing quite well as well. Try to put the attention more towards the EXP lane so that the Brody does have better farm, trying to push down these turrets.
Right now, it looks like Todak's idea is they're trying to get any kind of objective because that's the way that they could equalize the goal because if they try to fight, it's really not going to happen. So they're trying to stall it out, try to see whether they can actually get this top turret. If they can't, they're kind of in trouble because this gives a lot of time for the Valley to set up something anywhere else.
Oh, Super Shark. It is going to be Rival, the first victim, trying to kill all the way in and giving away the turret in the mid lane. So much map control for the Valley now.
Oh no, they're gonna answer. They're gonna
Another
find
one,
Yumski.
Yumski will be the flicker will be committed at the same time. That is one flicker burn from the side of Todak.
All right, so what we saw there was Todak setting up a huge top lane siege, but the Valley being maybe a step and a half ahead. They pushed mid, they caught Rival, and then a false engage onto Yumski, but they forced the flicker, so I'm guessing that's a big win for the Valley.
They had information because Mobazane was up there as well, so he assumed, okay, I just saw them top side. I don't see them again, so most probably they're gonna stay there. We could set up something in mid. So that's what happened. They saw what was there, and they made a very good assumption that they're not gonna move. So that's just calculated aggression.
Oh,
is that a purple?
He did!
That's the purple bar stolen by Mobazane, and that's
purple.
the biggest problem. If you have your mid lane cracked open, but now the Lord has spawned. This is the first Lord. Don't forget, Todak doesn't really have a good Lord control.
Oh no, 2K ahead, and you can assume that a lot of that is on Basic, and a lot of that is on Fried Chicken, and he's rocking that mystery shop. So best believe he's making the most of that gold more than 4 Mays. 10% is gonna go a long way, especially for a team that likes that mid-game power spike 10 minutes in, and it's very difficult to find a way for Todak to get in there. We're looking at least all ults being online and looking for that engage. Who's gonna get in first?
My goodness me, Mobazane already chunked down the third Lord, already half HP, but look at Fried Chicken, look at him go. He's looking for the pickup right here, but he's gonna get stunned right now, but Mobazane at the same time, Fried Chicken fought so much time for the Lord to be taken away by the Valley as the Valley collapse on top of Todak. 3 members has already gone down, 4 mates, and also fighting for dear life, but would not be able to survive. Rival, the only one left.
Super Shark, man, he set it up so well as well. Since everyone is so clumped up together, there is no way this Hayabusa could work. So right now, Todak, they're really losing up the engages on Super Shark. He's really shutting them down hard.
And now they're making their way into the base. That shield pop.
Chiku
guys forced to use the cult altar early.
Too early and too late at the same time. Yosuke will be dragging it down. Look at the damage from Momo. Will not be able to connect. Basic still all the way back, but Hood coming in with the call out of his own. And Rival gets knocked up in the air at the same time. It is going to be Momo trying to output some damage in the backside, but will not be able to connect for now. 4 mates will be able to take down one South River for now. As Hood will be taking down Chiku. The stun going in. 4 mates, what are you going to do against Mobazane?
A show of sportsmanship between Zane and 4 Mays. I love how much this young man has grown from North America. We used to know him as these marksman junglers, as the assassin junglers, and now look him. He's playing Brethren.
I mean, both of them know you're not gonna die, I'm not gonna die. Might as well show the world that we still love each other. So that was a very good defense. So the way that I'm seeing how it's gonna be played out is you gotta look at Hoon, which ult does he take, as well as you gotta look at Yumski. In this, look at his replay, look at Yumski. He's the only one that could reliably stop Super Shark. He can buy 0.5 seconds for Todak. That is what Todak needs, that 0.5 seconds. If he is nowhere near the engagement of Super Shark, the team fight is going over to the Valley.
And because of that swing, there is a huge gold lead now for the Valley, approaching 8,000 gold. And what does that look like in terms of items?
Looking at Brody right now, he only has 2 offensive items. The rest is defensive because he understands my role is actually to survive as long as I can. Right now, conceal play.
Going in, Momo, look, Rona, Yumski will be trying to delay some time. What was when about Todak? But Yumski, he's taking a lot too much damage from the side of basic. Momo saying already looking for the Chico guys, kill at the same time. But look at White Chicken, he's in like so much time against Momo. Momo will be trying to fighting out the call, they're going in, they're trying to kill, activated by the Todak as well, but will not be able to buy enough time.
Peter Bryce, what do you have for breakfast? I want some. This Brody knows what he's doing. It's a throwback to M2
That's
Carl
it.
Teasy, winning that world championship, building the marksman this way. They're going to clear this wave, and they're going to take their time. Discipline is the call here, 13 minutes in.
Right now, I kind of feel like Todak, if they really want to take a fight, they kind of got to take it in a very open space because closed spaces is very good for a Kufra. So inside your base, around the river, not inside the jungle. If they do want to fight, don't fight in the jungle. I know how strong Ruby is in the jungle as well, having AoE control. But at this point, you got to respect Super Shark. Pick your fights at the right location. With this current location, it's not good for Todak. So they got to keep this in mind in their next fight.
And the same can be said about the Lapu-Lapu as well. If you're in those tight corners, those alleys, it's kind of hard for Formaze to predict where to land the bravest fighter and all the following skills. So that again allows White Chicken to just go roughshod straight into the back line. Now this Lord, it's as free as it gets. All right, gratis as they say here in Indonesia, giving them what, a close to 10k goal lead.
You're looking at the state of devastation. There's nothing that Todak could do. No contest, no nothing at all. Todak would need to lie flat at their base and just basically watch the animation there. The Lord has been taken down, given over the side of the Valley, and this could be the very last push.
This is one last option that they can have, and that is don't care about your friends. If your friends die, let them die. Just move around the map. You have a Hayabusa because look at how the Valley's playing. They play together. So if they're playing together, 1 or 2 lanes is going to be open. So try to attack those lanes.
Would you prefer that it be Rival or Formaze who does that? Because it's only one of them.
No, both. Do both.
Just
trust that Yumski, Chiku guys, and Momo can protect their own base.
Just Delta split.
Just Delta split. If you're going to lose anyways.
No, not like this.
Not like this, Mlbb, not like this. The conceal play going in. The Lord is already rampaging all across the base for now. Bottom side has already been destroyed by the side of the Valley. It's up to Todak to try to defend. No one is coming to anything for now. It's going to be Super charging at the same time. Look at the defense coming up from Todak at the same time. White Chicken going on the back line. Momo will be able to do some damage. The Lord is still getting chunked down by the side of Todak. Nice defense, question mark, but that will be it. But Yumski, he goes in. The Cold Ult are going to be activated. It's going to be a full fast battle in a bloodbath happening in the base of Todak as the Valley will slowly make its way to the core. And they are not going to stop there. They are not going to go down without a fight as they will be chunking down on the core for their sweet victory.
The Langar has been quelled for now. Game 1 goes over to the Valley.
Yeah, looking at that, I kind of feel like Todak, they gotta look at Super Shark and they gotta look at the drop in terms of White Chicken's potential, because I've been talking about White Chicken as well, that it kind of looks like he doesn't care what kind of hero he gets. He will always make sure that he wins the lane. So maybe in the upcoming draft.
Let's go into game 2 with the draft. Todak versus the Valley. And it's now the Valley's turn to be on the play. Todak answering back. There goes the Fanny and the Kaja, while Todak takes out the Eve. So again, I'm not sure where the Farsa was in game 1. Both teams just decided, yeah, no, we're not going to play with a box.
Yeah, so looking at Todak's first draft, it's really all about like trying to work together, trying to set a lot of team fights, but the Valentina as well as the Fredrin really kind of denies them of that. So I kind of feel like whatever their first 3 pick is, it's semi-flexible so that your next second 2 picks could potentially answer the problems coming in from the Valley because they picked up the carry first. That's your main win condition, and I kind of feel like they just drafted around the carry, which is correct, but they weren't able to execute it well.
Oh, you can see how the Valley's baiting it, right? Now, the question is, do you ban the Joy or do you ban the carry? Because first pick is definitely going to go into the Valley.
And that's not even thinking about the Valentina, right?
Oh, dear
in
Lord.
the hands of Hoon earlier. Now a lot on the mind of the young rookie from Todak. Because earlier, I bet he felt the pressure again as a high and dry Hayabusa. If you have a game like that, and then you immediately have to go into game 2, fighting for tournament life. Can you imagine?
I kind of feel like what we have seen the entire day is a lot of teams, they will fight for neutral objectives together. So having someone like a Hayabusa is very tricky. Either you really show your presence in the lane or not. And it looks like Todak, they opted to ban out the carry and the first pick Joy for the Valley. And here's the thing, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
I feel like right now, the fact that Todak gave the Joy over, I think Todak needs to find an answer with the first 2 picks. I'm probably dreaming, I'm probably throwing everything outside there because Todak definitely needs to throw every single item away towards the Valley. I think they can look at the focus.
Yeah, no, and when they were considering everything, the Joy just came through, right?
Okay.
9 times picked, 55.56% win rate, and again, 46 times banned in 57 games. So 46 plus 9, do the math. That's a huge amount of joys that have been seen in M4. So far, the answer by Todak. Oh, the Valley talked about this last night. There's the Hilda.
You're a huge amount of joy. But yes, the Hilda is here.
Makasi.
But the thing is, if Mlbb is going for like a Fredrin, a Barats, and all those kind of heroes, it really doesn't matter that much because the Hilda is really used to fight against heroes that are early game weak towards aggression. Fredrin and Barats, they're not really that weak, and they kind of got it doubled down because Hilda as well as Valentina is okay in mid, it's okay in pressuring the jungle, but they need at least one other hero to be able to answer that. And the Valley, they could honestly answer this pretty easily with a Lilia. Just clear the lane and then fight back.
Yep.
So I don't think this starting part of Todak is that flexible for me.
Yeah, and I want to double down on the Lilia because you have the Lolita on your side, but again, it's Todak who's going to be getting the first pick on the swing back, now going into the second phase. There goes the Ling. So far, 1 ult, all right? Chico guys can get his hands on 1 solid ult, and that's the Numenon Blast.
I mean, he can only take 1 ult, so I don't see the problem here.
I mean,
Yes.
1 good ult.
Yeah, 1 good ult, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you see, I've seen some weird strategies coming out from my region is that if you see a Valentina on the other side, you kind of want to confuse the Valentina which ult to take, right? So right now, I feel like Super Shark's Lolita Luminon Blast, that ult is too juicy for the side of Todak. So, but this is the comfort hero of the Valley. So what I feel like what the Valley could do is to try to use as a secondary engage to force Shiku to use the Luminon Blast early. So it's going to be like a Mexican stand down, right? Like, who's going to use the Luminon Blast first will lose.
Malaysian standoff.
I want to see if Todak actually bans out the Akai because I kind of feel like, actually no, letting Akai go would be pretty good because having an option between the Hurricane Dance, okay, never mind. I know them, they would ban out the Akai. Like, I know them, but I'm trying to think like, actually it wouldn't be that bad, but you know what? Better be safe because this could potentially be the last game. So yeah, ban out the Akai. Good respect for Mlbb as well.
Yep, a lot on the board left though for Mlbb. Again, heroes like Mardis, Leomord performed very well for Incendio Supremacy earlier tonight.
Yep.
Please don't remind me.
Sorry.
There you go. But let me just run you down the reason why Leomord looks really good, right? If you want to draft a Leomord into your draft, you need someone to basically do the first initial damage, right? Like big mega burst, like the likes of the Farsa with the Feather Airstrike. The Eve could also help with the slow DOT, and then you allow the Leomord to just ride in, just sweep everybody up. But from the side of the Valley, currently, I don't see like that big mega burst. So
Not yet.
Not yet, but I don't expect a Leomord for now.
All right, so given that Formaze still doesn't have a hero, but again, that Hilda could switch up, Todak picks up the Lunox, and I think this is their way of just covering up the fact that they see, all right, Mlbb, eyes on you. You might pick up a tank jungler here.
I feel like a Farsa may come out from the side of the valley because, you know, the Yuzhong has been getting banned away as well. I feel like that's something that you will pull out if there's no big black dragon coming to threaten the Feather Airstrike. So I'm thinking the valley is leaning towards there now.
Okay, so here's the thing. They pick up a Lunox, sure. Strong hero, great, love it. But again, focus on Super Shark. Try to time when you go in when Super Shark shield is down because he could potentially result your damage to absolutely nothing. And look at the draft from Todak. They want his kill for a little bit. So it looks like here Mlbb is going for the Barats with 100% win rate and Hoon is picking up the Fairmist. So this is almost like what Todak wanted to do except the junglers way of playing is a little bit different. They still want to clump up. They still want to protect their main damage dealers. But in this kind of situation, Todak, they got to make sure that they time it right because they could get punished very, very heavily.
What?
And an Esmeralda.
I mean, that's the shields on the Joy that they're eating up. So I guess Formays now want a better matchup against Fight Chicken. So, you know, healing old wounds immediately from game 1 to game 2. Now, with that being said, Lunox going into the Barats, Lunox going into the Lolita. I actually want the Farsa. I'm once been twice shy with this Faramir.
Yeah. I feel like looking at what the final pick from the side of Todak, Esmeralda feels like that last resort coming up from Todak. And I really hope it's not the last resort.
I kind of feel like the way that the idea is that Esmeralda, except for her ult, isn't really reliant on getting all those crazy skill shots. So it's much more reliable going up against the Joy. And White Chicken himself has proved that the Esmeralda is actually really good as long as you're not fighting against an EXP laner that kind of chunks you down so hard in the early stages of the match. So this could be a fine matchup in the EXP.
And I'm hoping it is because this could possibly be the last game in this best of 3. Match point for the North American representatives. This is the Valley versus Todak. Looking at the early rotations, it's a mirror start, orange to orange.
Yeah, lots of things on the line right here for our Malaysian fans. Almost from the side of the North American region. They're holding their heads up high, but Yumski is here to wreak some havoc.
It looks like he's not really going to get much because Mlbb did see him coming through, use the retribution on time, and I don't think in this early stage it really matters that much because what Todak wants to do for this time in particular is not really to punish heavily inside the jungle. It's more about delaying the fights because you have a lot of members that really want to scale up. Honestly, even the Esmeralda. So I kind of feel like what Yumski is doing is just to let everyone know, okay, you see Mlbb, he's here. You see Super Shark, he's here. You guys are not going to get surprised, so just make sure you guys farm up safely.
Yep, one small issue I do have looking at Todak's lineup is expect to see a lot of Radiant armor. Expect to see a lot of tough boots because their only real main source of reliable physical damage is Rival.
Yeah, but also another thing that we kind of forgot is that Esmeralda might do very well against the Joy because every time the dash applies and when she's using the skill, those provide shields which Formays could actually use.
Exactly. And now Yumski, a little bit overloaded. He's trying to stop a little bit too much across the map. And this allows Rival, though, to cross over. Look, he's taking a small camp.
Well, right now, looking at his emblem choice, he really does have to farm out a little bit fast. So in this game, Todak is not going to do anything until like 6 minutes of the match. Once they got 2 items, then they can go in.
Oh, White Chicken going in already. It doesn't really have the ultimate as well. Now he actually have the ultimate. He's looking for some form of fight, but just waiting for the dash cooldown. But look at Formays. He knows exactly where White Chicken is going. Mlbb still working on a turtle for now. Formays, okay, the dash committed. Yumski, look at how the members of Todak split apart, just providing so much vision all across the map. The valley feels exposed. They give up the turtle for now.
Right now, look at Ling, look at Rival. He understands like it's really gonna waste a lot of time trying to farm, but Super Shark smells it out and stopping Rival from getting the farm. And this is what Todak has to do. And the valley, it looks like they completely understand what Todak wants to do. So no surprises for anyone. Yumski, did he actually get it? No, he did not.
I don't think so. That's Yumski. I think that's the ultimate being used just to make sure that he tried to create some havoc. But because of Yumski being so annoying in the enemy jungle, the valley, I think think they've got their hands full, right? They cannot hard invade this lane, allowing Rival to just scale and hopefully get the items required to go into the turtle fights.
This is quite uncharacteristic compared to game number 1. We're 3 minutes in, not even a first blood. And of course, Rival here bought enough time for the rest of the map to go into a stalemate and get that first turtle. Yumski catches Hoon. Oh, he's trapped between 3 members.
Oh, that's the Bermuda Triangle from the side of the NA region is going to be... Oh, Yumski gets swallowed out right into the wall, giving the kill over to Basic. What a play. It's basically Mlbb giving free food for Basic to scale.
Right now, look at the goal because, yes, a first blood was given over. But if you're a late game scaling composition, if you're not losing more than 2,000 gold, then you're still semi-winning. As long as you don't let the gold disparity to go to 3,000, 4,000, Todak still has a chance. But like you said, Leo, it's very easy to itemize against this kind of play. And Supershy is going for Tickle, guys.
Luminant Charge is already bust out. It's going to be Yumski there to cancel it. The Passion coming up from Basic will be allowed to shred, giving Mlbb the kill as well. Chiku guys will respawn with the Luminant Blast at the same time. It's going to be Rival jumping all the way in, but Mlbb is coming over the chunk, but the co-author is denying Mlbb that kill. Mlbb walks away alive.
I guess that's how this Theramis is working. Way to go, Hoon, proving me wrong. It wasn't really used for more DPS because their DPS is in the form of the peel. Off of Mlbb, off of Super Shark, and we haven't really seen much of White Chicken. Lafell, you've been watching the minimap. What's happening up top?
Actually, quite interesting enough here. Looking at the way Esmeralda or Formes is setting up his own emblem set, movement speed is very normal, but he's actually putting a lot of healing for himself. So he's really trying to make sure that the early stage of the game, he's not going to get punished a lot. So that's why we can see that both EXP laners, they're just cutting a lot, but not really moving all across the map because they understand we just want to farm.
Yep, and we're still waiting for that rubber band. Again, the fact that Todak is playing a late game lineup against the Valley, who wants to go early on. We're looking for a mid-game power spike here. I guess that's what Yumski's working up towards. 2 deaths, that really doesn't mean much for this Malaysian Hilda. Now, second turtle already spawned up. Wow!
Wow,
the
quick start. Flicker, Yumski gets caught out. There's going to be Hoon zoning it all away. Rival is already there, but Mlbb will still secure the turtle for now at the same time. Mlbb just, I don't know what he's doing. He's basically showing who's boss.
And he is. This Barats is just standing there. He's rocking that Demon Slayer emblem, and it's working wonders.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You got to look at the base stats, and Bharat's base stats is very, very strong, especially if he can get those stacks. Looking at his size, he probably has 16, 17 stacks right now. And in terms of items, Cursed Helmet is just really for the extra HP and extra damage.
Oh, look at how the Valley is actually cutting out, just sandwiching, making sure that Yumski, Todak is not very comfortable to be underneath their own turret. That's a lot of damage coming out from Basic. Yumski walks away alive for now.
Oh, Rival and Formes, though, making the most of the Valley's absence. They are going to get the push.
Yeah, they're going to get the push and they're going to go run away. I know the mission. I'm not here to kill. I'm here to take down objectives.
Well, that is what I talked about in game 1. Don't care about your friends. Fight.
Oh, Luminous Blast going on. Chico guys will be dragged all the way by Hoon. Basic coming out, shredding Chico guys all the way to the ground at the same time. Look at him. He's all the way in the back line. Momo can't do anything at all. The bench is going in and Hoon will try, but Momo takes us back to safety. 3 members from the side of Todak has already fallen.
The Valley just pushing that kill switch. Formes, there's 4 members there.
I don't think that Formes can do anything there. The Valley shreds the Esmeralda.
Right now, Todak, they gotta slow down because they're already giving up 1.6k, 1.5k. They've been losing out a lot whenever they're going for the team fights. They gotta calm down. They gotta understand. They gotta split the map. They gotta open the map up. Do what they did just now in mid. Separate everyone. Don't let the Valley fight.
And so far, the way that Todak is responding to the Valley's aggression is just quelled by Mlbb, who was, again, I mentioned earlier, grown so much since the last time we saw him on the world stage. He's currently #1 as a tank jungler. At M4, he's taken about an average of 7,394 damage per minute in the world stage alone. So that's what's standing in the way of Rival.
Rival man, he's gonna have a lot of problems. Yes, that is the turtle taken by Todak. That's just more or like some form of, you know, consolation, try to equalize the score. Look at how the Valley is playing right now. They're trying to use Basic as a sniper to snipe down this turret. This turret will definitely fall in the hands of the Valley for now. But looking at Super Shliomski, opening it up. Looking for the play right there. Both these two teams, they don't really want to commit.
A lot of this is free currently for the Valley. They are ahead. They're able to check bushes so much easier. And so far, what's it looking like? Again, Lafel, you mentioned, if they're at least 2K-ish ahead, they're semi-okay.
Yeah, right now they're still semi-okay because Rival has the items, but will he die here? No, he should be able to leave. Looking at the itemization from Joy, it's already looking like quite a nuisance. Genius one, and right now Momo has to run away.
Yeah, Momo will be able to run away. Basic, the random shot doesn't really be able to connect. Todak really looking for some pickups right here, but I don't think they can find any pickups. Todak is defaulting to just pushing down turrets left, right, center.
All right, good news, bad news. For Todak, the fact that the Valley isn't as aggressive anymore is a good thing, but bad news!
Caught in a very bad place, and that is the base of the enemy, but he's going to be able to walk away like a boss, but Fly Chicken, even with the dashes, will not be able to connect and chase Todak down.
Again, move around the map, avoid the fights. Fights are for nerds, all right? Just look for objectives. Understand your win condition, because look at this, the way that they're moving around the map. Right now the goal is 600 from 1.6, so 1,000 gold lead, well not lead, but they got to recover back based on that.
Guys,
again, wait for the items, then fight. Don't fight yet.
Lafel,
don't be a nerd.
It's crazy how Todak's handling this, right? 0 kills on the board, equalizing in terms of the goal, but they're trying to pick up a lot of fight on the enemy side of the map because, you know, 4 mace on the Esmeralda has been cutting the way, putting a lot of pressure. The Valley can't even look and fight, but Momo, oh no, he got stunned now. The Brilliance will not be able to palm, and the Valley cracks open the mid lane.
And now this makes this Lord all the more juicy, all the more safer. Look at Yumski, the position. He's going to do barely bother Basic and the rest of the gang. Look at how much Hoon is doing to look for a pull. Not exactly going to work out.
No, Chiku guys.
Oh, 1v1.
Oh, it doesn't look very good for Chiku guys to be on blast. Oh, what the block play! Coming over Chiku guys! It flickers all across the wall, but unfortunately that is not enough.
Wait,
the fight ensues as the Valley, they're trying to talk down the Lord, but will be distracted by Todak. 2 members already go down, the Lord resets.
I'm just as confused. What's going on?
So I think what really happened was that the Valley, they were really focused on the Lord. The Lord chunked them down quite a bit. So what really happened is that Yumski just goes in, adds some stacks to his ult, and then just slams down onto Basic. He died because he took a little bit too much damage from the Lord.
Stay down, Peter. Poof, stay down. But with that being said, 10 minutes in, I'm guessing maybe this is where we start seeing Todak pick up on their stride, because all this chaos across the map, this is where Yumski just relishes. This is where Rival wants to find those amazing catches. And now the angle. Lord at less than half health. Look at this bush. It's so juicy.
It's so juicy, but speaking about juicy, Basic picks up Yumski. It is going to be Todak, unable to buy some time, but the Lord resets once again. The concealed play going in, just wave clearing. The Valley playing this macro game, and the play of Tom and Jerry. It's a fight. Chico guys will fall in the hands of Hoon.
This is the American Ube. They're not letting go. They know that they control the river. They know that they have priority over everything that they set their eyes on. And even 4 mace is going to get it. And down bottom, I think Rival can force this. But, oh no, he's in trouble.
He will be able to walk away. Rival does have the retribution, but will not be able to commit because Super Shark could land on the stun very easily.
This is free. Lafel, what's the response from Todak?
Right now, I'm just flabbergasted with the damage, but why should it get down? Yumski secures the kill. Okay, here's the thing, right? Is it really just Basic? Because the amount of damage going over to Todak is a little bit too much. He has 2 penetration items with the 100 strike as well as the Malefic Roar. Looking at Todak, they kind of have a lot of armor, so I kind of understand why the damage is so big. So they got to really respect Basic's damage because Yumski tried, 4 mace tried, they cannot tank, and Rival is
you see that? You see that?
That's really unfortunate,
Mobile
guys.
didn't.
He didn't. Mobile didn't. We did. But again, this allows Todak to find these angles to make the most of the time they have. Good news, bad news. Good news. This is just a level 1 Lord. And I think they are going to go ahead and defend clearly. Bad news is Basic is just feeling it. Basic just found his stride. Basic is going to use every little bit of space that Hoon and Shark buy for him. And best believe, soon enough, these inhibitors are going to be in trouble.
This game of Tom and Jerry, just Todak just running away as you come in, trying to stomp down on this cockroaches there, would not refuse to die. It's going to be Bowman charging out, basic skill in the right way, but look at the base of the Valley. It's going to be the Link all the way at the backside, and now it's Todak desperately trying to stall time. Basic picks up Chiku guys at the same time for now, but it's going to be Rival cracking down the bottom lane.
Come on, Observer, please.
Look at the base. It's going to be Rival. The backdoor unsuccessful.
And the clapback is going to be all the worse because there's 3 members of the Valley knocking in Todak's door. And there's only 2 defenders.
There's only 2 defenders left, but what can Rival and Yumski do? It's going to be a super thick stack on the side of the Valley. There's everybody on this car, and they're looking to end it. 7 seconds. They just need to buy a minute one more time. Rival goes into the temple to play at the same time, but will not be able to do anything to stall it down.
No waves. LaFell, can they still do this?
They can still do this because, again, Chiku guys as well as Momo has recovered. If only they were able to survive, it would have done well. So now, Todak, they gotta look at how the Valley is actually approaching the fight. You gotta find a way to not get caught, because if you don't get caught, you're not taking damage. If you're not taking damage, you have hope.
And the hope here is that Todak is looking at a huge gold lead, right? 4K, but the map is on their side. It's easier for them to split push, and they force the Valley to basically have this permanent bit of damage, a gaping wound in the bottom lane, and that's all thanks to Rival.
I really like what Todak's doing here, right? They've literally given a run on site to any single member from the side of the Valley. Do not engage, just run away, just be as annoying as possible, and we buy time for Rival to slowly take turrets one by one.
Like I said, don't care about your friends, don't care about your friends right now. Rival's going up against White Chicken, but it's not a 1v1. It's a 1v2.
Yeah.
And looks like White Chicken still got the kill. What?
Yeah, it's just crazy, right? The amount of time that White Chicken was able to buy at the bottom lane, and now it's going to be the Valley. It's a 4v4 at the pit right now. It's going to be a 4v3, mind you. And look at Todak. They're super greedy. They're doing so many things at the right time, but unfortunately, it is going to be Hood that will be lost. But no! Todak! They stole the Lord!
Where'd the damage come from?
Here's the thing, I don't care. He got it great. So, again, this is what I recommended in the first series. Forget about your friends. Friends are for nerds. Just look for something else all across the map. Objectives, the name of the game. What game? Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
So friends and fighting are for nerds.
Exactly.
And forget those things if you want to win, and that's what Todak is doing. They've shrank the gold lead. They have a Luminous Lord marching on their side to the bottom lane. That lane that Rival just permanently put a dent in, that the Valley has to potentially protect all this time. And now look, Purple gonna get stolen here by Rival. Moba's forced to respond, and suddenly the map is red.
Yeah, it's so crazy how Todak was able to make a bad situation good. They found that small little chink in the armor. They pushed in every single might. They break through the impenetrable fortress of the Valley, and it's slowly getting shattered. The Luminous Lord was being able to defend by the Valley. Todak right now taking turrets one by one.
That damage? Not cool.
Not cool.
That was quite a lot.
You felt it.
I felt it. We're sitting here. I feel like I have a hole in my blazer.
That's what that was.
Yes, that's what it is.
So again, basic, they're looking for an answer to this Beatrix. And Rival, maybe that's their one choice, right? Rival, Yumski, Formaze has already so much on his plate. He's dealing with White Chicken. I mean, 3 or 4 members of Todak are dealing with White Chicken, and now Rival making a play for top. Can he repeat what he did down bottom? Can he replicate the results?
I mean, looking at this, a concealed play is going to happen, but will they find anyone from Todak? They see Yumski. Will they do anything about it? Hermes is there. Right now, looking at Todak, they're trying to pull the Valley all over the map. Like, hey, come chase me. Hey, come chase me.
Yeah, the Malaysian roamer says, make my day, come on down. But again, that's one big resource that the Valley have wasted, and Todak can take advantage of that.
Yeah, by the way, I know you won't be able to have that, perspective that you can only see what the Valley sees, but based on my estimation, the Valley has no information at all where Todak is. Whereas Todak, because the Valley is moving as a pack, but they will not be able to find Todak.
And I think that's one strength Todak has over them. Once this gold lead shrinks, once the map once again swings either red or blue, Todak can take advantage of that. Rival can make a play, can commit to a certain lane, and again, force an inhibitor push, force permanent damage towards the Valley's resources. We're about 15 seconds away from this Lord, and look at how clumped up the Valley is.
Dude, one catch. The Valley just needs one catch, and it's GG game over for Todak. They don't know this, but Hoon and Super Shark are so close to Yumski and Chico, guys.
Yeah, it's just a play of vision right now. Something to take note, very interesting. White Chicken actually swapped to the Rapid Boots. He needs to go around the map from one lane to another very quickly because Todak is just creating so much invisible map pressure all across the board. This is a very beautiful game.
Not just that, I'm guessing the Rapid Boots could also be in efforts to pin people down, right? You have that passive that slows you down once you get hit by the carrier, and in this case, White Chicken. 2-2-3 doesn't tell the whole story. He's been holding down Todak, keeping them where they need to be for the past 18 minutes. And that's what makes this Lord so perilous, so difficult, already at about half its health.
Right now, it's going to be a base trade, ladies and gentlemen. Todak is actually going to try to take away the base for now. But look at the Valley. They're actually panicking. But no, Bombasay will be able to take down the Lord for now. It's going to be Chikugai, Yumski, and 4mates on the job right here. They're trying to delay. But look at White Chicken defending against 2. But now it's going to be Todak trying to slow down the defense of the Valley. But now Chico guys looking to run away. Mobile Zane a little bit too far, as look at how separated Todak is.
White Chicken is the base guardian of the Valley. If he died right there, Todak could have won. Because look at this, Rival as well as Momo cannot deal with White Chicken.
Oh no, Rival, he's in a bit of trouble. He has to run away. White Chicken on the other hand, he's having a lot of joy right there. Momo going in, but look at White Chicken, he's still at max health. And now the fight has been done on the side of Todak right now. Basic, the Renner shot doesn't connect, but then Todak has to defend the Lord.
Right now, looking at the Valley, the Lord is there. The minions are there. They're clumping up. Todak, they have not won a team fight. If they gotta win, this is the moment.
This is the moment. The Lord is already chunk down one quarter right now. It's going to be the Valley trying to look for some play for now. The time of the place already used, and that's a big effort spot. Give you a passion. Oh no, it's going to be Swarm and Swallow. It's going to be 4mates. Spin right at the board. Chico guys goes in with the counter. Will not be able to survive. Help with the basic, the damage coming in from Valley is a little bit too much, but there is no minutes. It's up to this one wave, and Todak desperately needs to clear this.
Mortality popped on the Yumski. They're taking care of the minions. Rival doing his best. There's the ult on Momo.
It is going to be Todak fighting for survival in the lower brackets. The Valley, they're crashing on the core. And ladies and gentlemen, the Valley survives.
And through their survival, one must fall. Our heart goes out to the M Series all-timers. The last Malaysian team takes their bow here at M4. GG well played to Todak, but tonight, only one team stands tall in this best of 3, and that's the Valley.
We lost 2 Malaysian teams. I've lost a friend. I'm just gonna say this for the record. I already called it. I already said it. No action has been done.
Numbers don't lie.
But good game, well played. The Valley will continue. In M3, they made all the way to make NA the number 3 region in Mobile Legends. Can they do it again or even further?
Just to put into perspective what the Valley has done here, in the past few years, I remember at least M2 and M3, Todak had at least a 4th or 5th place berth, all right? I think the highest that Todak finished was in 3rd. And tonight, the Valley, this team walking down the aisles, all smiles, they're responsible. It's because of them, the rising stars from the West.